Okay, I just wanted to show you guys how I do a knockdown stitch in the Wilcom software. The first thing you do is I select this rectangular object, and then I go to my screen where I can do a vector outline setting. And then I just draw a rectangular box. I then select the box with this arrow key over here, and then I go to my cross stitch settings. And in my cross stitch settings, then I change it. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, and then once I get to the cross stitch settings, you can see how very tight the cross stitches are. So you go to your object properties, and if you see in this little box right here, it is checked, and it's 14 stitches per inch. I like mine to be around 8 to 10 depending on the fabric, so I'm going to change that to 8. So you can see the difference in how thick, or how wide the boxes are, and it just also cuts down on your stitch count. And instead of 4 threads, you really only need 2, so I change this down to 2, which will also decrease the number again. If you look down here, you can see this is 706 stitches. If you go back to where it was 4, the cross stitch had 4 threads, it was 1,138. And if you do it again, this is with a really tight cross stitch, and it's up to 3,000 stitches. So you really just don't. You can see when I change the numbers, how it changes the look of the design. And then after that, you just put your design. Let's say I'm just going to put my name on here, create the text, and you'll see it goes right on top of here. I need to change the color so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, and there's how I do a rectangular knockdown stitch. And then I'll show you how I do it if I'm going to, let's say your design has a lot of nooks and crannies like this button. If this was my logo and it had a lot of nooks and crannies and you didn't want so much sticking out of your outside of the button, then you can go select this button, and then I go to the simple offset tools. I click on that, and this is spacing. I have it at 0.059. The number of offsets 1 is a running stitch. I'm going to take this off, create offsets and holes, and then I'm going to push OK, and it makes a circle. It makes an outline that follows the outline of your design. At which point I select the object. I can go to the cross stitch again. I also need to go back and change this to 8. And then once you've done that, now I've got the settings the way I want it. I go to the color object list, and I make sure that this goes in front of button. Okay, and then as you see, it's going to sew. So the knockdown stitches will sew first. I'll just speed this up. The knockdown stitches goes first, and then after the knockdown stitches, the names go on top of it. So a knockdown stitch really just gives you a base on your items, towels, beanies, fuzzy blankets, and it lays down the fabric so then you can see your design on top of it a little bit better. And that's how I do it.